just finished up hearing Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, speaking to that joint session of Congress. And yes, while many Democrats were not there, Rashida Tlaib was there, and the Congresswoman was holding up a sign that had war criminal on one side and guilty of genocide on the other. And I had the direct view behind her of people coming up and saying, hey, you can't have that sign. You can't be doing that. It was a moment. Let's focus on the speech, though. Netanyahu, he did the things we said he was going to do. He was going to talk about the link between the United States and Israel. He was going to talk about how the attack on Israel is an attack on the United States. He got really deep into the idea that when Israel defends itself and goes after Iran's nuclear capabilities, that is Israel working to protect the citizens of the United States, and really worked hard to engage that link. He was also very effusive in his praise, not only of Joe Biden, twice, two very, very large moments, thanking Joe Biden for the carrier groups after October 7th, for calling himself a Zionist. I believe the terminology that Netanyahu used is that Biden refers to himself as an Irish-American Zionist. That was exactly the phrase that Netanyahu used there on the floor of the House. Thanking Biden, he really went big on that, and also thanking President Trump for the Abraham Accords and for trying to bring peace to the Middle East and wanting to create something, as he referred to it, as the Abraham Association, nations that actually want to live free and live in peace, creating maybe a NATO-like kind of world, which one would assume would be to fight the hegemony possibilities of Iran. I don't know if he's going to get nations to go along with that. These were the things that I was expecting, and some of it went a little bit more than I thought, especially with the thanks specifically to Biden and to Trump, and making it so absolutely grand. The things that I did not expect. This was a war speech. Beginning to end, this was Benjamin Netanyahu explaining to the rest of the world, we are not stopping for anything. We are going to destroy Hamas, then we'll destroy Hezbollah if we have to. Iran is the enemy, Iran is the pure evil, and Iran has to be over. This regime has to be done in order for there to be any peace whatsoever. He was clear and focused on this. There was no moment within the speech where you did not understand this was a war speech. It kept coming through in every single segment of the speech, which ran a little less than an hour. The speech also had some extremely strong points, things that I was not ready for. One, he brought soldiers, some who had been injured in the war with Hamas, some who were fighting in the war, and you'll notice that the soldiers are black and white, and some come from Africa, and some come from Israel. His point was that here we are, this democracy, this multicultural, multi-ethnic nation where people want to live in peace and want to live free, and then here are these terrorists trying to kill these wonderful people. The imagery, the iconography of that really going to be blowing up, and can blow up a lot of the narrative you hear from the Marxists about oppressed and oppressor. Sometimes they don't even know they're Marxists, but you and I know what it is that's driving their ideology. They may not know it. We're aware of it. Our job is to help break them of it, and if not, just, well, certainly ignoring them by every stretch of the imagination. I'll get into where the protesters have been in just a minute. So it was very, very good iconography on his part there. He then went so far as to thank the fraternity brothers of UNC, University of North Carolina, for protecting the American flag, because it's important to do such things. That got huge cheers, massive cheers from the crowd. And then, told you I was going to talk about the protesters, referring to them as Iran's useful idiots. It was punctuated, it was purposeful, it was aggressive, it was in your face, and he, every now and again, turned himself directly to where Rashida Tlaib was sitting. It was a clear moment, and it was powerful as can be. It was one of the things I absolutely did not expect from this speech, in that he would go after protesters, not only mentioning them, which I thought, okay, could happen, but being so direct in how lost they are, how wrong they are, that they're supporting barbarism. That's the way he started this speech. This is about barbarism versus the rest of us. That's basically what he said. It's barbarism versus freedom. And he's absolutely right. I'm going to have some more thoughts coming from this trip to D.C., the speech of Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. Don't forget to find everything I do over at TonyKatz.com, TonyKatz.com, and we've got more coming your way.